hours. It is a beautiful day. We're going to try to do a commissioner meeting. We got Jimmy here. We got John here. We got a good friend of our Tom. Tegan is also here. The purpose of these meetings is to ensure that we accomplish and address any concerns and share new ideas with each other. I don't expect us to get through everything, obviously, but I expect us to get a good idea of what to expect. Tom, we discussed
Yes.
over the years our election that we had, and I know that it was a little hasty and I know it was a little rough, but I'd like for you to share your ideas on what you think went wrong and how can we go from here.
Oh, come on, he's so low.
I mean, at this point in time, it's nothing can really be established in terms of like fixing what went wrong. It's almost 6 months past at this point. But I mean, moving forward is a different matter. I mean, where we're trying
For
to
future elections.
for future elections, I think it definitely needs to be a little more hammered out. It definitely felt rushed in the end. People definitely were not willing to listen. They were definitely a lot more harsh in terms of they hear one opinion and shooting down everything else. So that's definitely where the unity aspect needs to be worked on.
Right. And I think we would all agree that the unity has kind of been diminished since the election, and I think we could all agree that since the election, um, it's kind of tarnished the crew. It's kind of hurt the crew. Um, for future elections, how long would you think we should go with our elections? How long should we put a time frame on it?
I mean, from the looks of it, it doesn't seem like the crew can stay focused more than 4 to 5 months at a time. So I'd say no longer than that.
How long in between? How long in between presidents? How long should a president serve? How long should a president
Well,
serve?
how long has a president served? Actually, that's a good base point to start with.
What, like each president about like 5, 6 years, something like that?
Well, that's what I'm saying, right? Once elected, how long till we have another election and another campaign?
Well, I mean,
Is it like going to be like normal presidency, which is every 8 years,
that's
if
4, but
or every four? But if the person gets reelected again, it's another four.
I would say. I would agree with those
well,
terms.
I'd say at this point that would make you exempt in the future. Yeah, this would indeed be your second.
But I was definitely, without a shadow of a doubt, a consequential president. Definitely need to be here at the time that
Consequences
we're
were
looking.
had, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah, for the better good. So let's we can get back to this election thing. I just want to address something right quick. My biggest concern right now is unity in the crew. Right now, we have too many members who are around that have issues with one another, and I'd like a lot of those to be solved. I signed a couple days ago our first executive order. It has to do with the Last Chance Act, which would give the opportunity for crew members to settle their differences. With that, I mainly signed it for two people in particular, one being our vice president and one being one of our great senators here. Um, Within 24 hours of me signing that and making that video, we are now sitting here at the table with Keegan and Jimmy Schneider, two people that I did not think were going to come together. So, Jimmy, would you like to take it from here?
Sure. Thank you, Mr. Zacard. Yes. My thing is to bring unity back into this crew. and for that, I had to take one step out of out of my out of my game and had to reach out to someone personally um, to try and make amends with them. Um, and so, with that in mind, um, Tegan, welcome back. It's a pleasure to have you back. And if you don't mind, I would like for you to share a few words with us and um,
No, you
just
don't.
just tell us how you feel. Just so tell us a
No,
few words real quick,
when did
and
that happen?
then I'll pass it back to myself. So go ahead, Tegan. Share a few words with us.
Yeah. Howdy. Well, that about sums that up. That's Tegan for you. Lack of ambition, lack of care,
Okay.
and straight ignorance. So, with that being said, last train sec. So, Tegan and Jimmy were at complete untalking terms. They hated each other. They couldn't stand each other. They were talking death upon each other. But now they're back together, and I'm glad to see it. Uh, let's get let's
and
get into
Mr.
something.
and Mr. Zacard, just really quick, I would like to just say really quick, I would like to make a shout out
Yeah,
to our Vice President, Mr. O'Brien. Um, I
great
would
vice
like
president.
to I would like to use this last chance act on trying to make amends one last time. Um, you know, it happened years ago, and I do apologize for what happened, and I've had a lot to learn. I've had a lot to reflect on. Um, I've had some things happen, been good and bad, but I'm being an adult and taking them like a man, and I'm admitting when I'm wrong, and I would like to bring unity back into this crew. And so for that, to our Vice President, Mr. O'Brien, I do apologize for everything that has happened, and I would like to try and make amends. So
That's great.
I hope you accept my apology. Thank you, sir.
We got
Mr.
John here.
Zacard.
I want to use this time efficiently. It's not often we get to sit here and talk to John. Um, John, what is your greatest concerns as we move forward in ROFD?
Oh, man, there's some smaller things, but one of the bigger ones I would have to say for it is when it does come to deciding with what the crew is doing and more on the election side of getting things worked through, not even just fully on the election side, on making big, strong decisions of that. There's a lot of times, sometimes it takes months upon months to actually hammer it down
Right.
to decide what's going to happen. Then, when, okay, instead of us bickering, let's all just find the middle ground of it and get that done instead of taking months upon months to do
All
something that
right.
should
Well,
take maybe a month or two.
right. Let me ask this for everyone here. Let's just take a straw poll here. For us who are here, what do we think about 1 year to campaign, 1 year to do debates, and to have the votes? 1 year?
Yeah, that sounds fair.
Okay, just clarifying, it sounds right now like you're saying 1 year for campaigning and then a second year for the other.
1 year for campaigning, 1 day to vote at the end of that year.
Might I make a suggestion?
I mean,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Um, I think the election and the campaign period took a little longer than a lot of people probably wanted.
Exactly.
Um,
Mhm.
so I like to make a 1 month to make aware of election,
Mhm.
1 month of campaign, and a week of election, and then the announcement of election winner.
I said like 4 or 5 months because I know how we did the videos before,
Yep.
and those take time.
They take
Yeah,
So
it
you
a
you
minute
does.
to
can't
make
you can't just
those.
toss those out in a day.
That's
Yeah,
fair. That's fair.
that's true.
So
Um,
I mean, plus it gives people enough time to talk. That's why I said like, yeah, obviously a year is way too long, but
I,
I think 4 or 5 months,
I, I,
maybe six at tops. I mean, that's about what they normally do for an election.
I do have a suggestion. It's someone else's first time, and if they need a little more help on it, like if someone had experience in it, I would say about 4 or 5 months, yeah. But I'd say at least give it 6 months for each one. 6 months to prepare for it, and then 6 months to do it.
Okay,
And
well,
that way
here's
it
the other
equals out
thing.
to a year.
Here's the other thing is if you're trying to be in that position, you need to be ready. It can't be something you need to work yourself up to. It's got to be you're either ready to do it or you're not.
No, I understand that, but
But
when I'm
that's what
trying
I
to,
mean. If you need help at that point, getting to that point, then it's probably not a position that you should be in because nobody's gonna be helping you once you're in there by yourself.
Mhm.
You're gonna be able to ask opinions, but it's gonna be up to you to figure out all this stuff.
Right.
So I feel like that's something else. Is um, if you're not 100% confident, don't.
The charges are all again.
I feel like that's a good rule to stick with for the fact that we will have people who come in there and think that they can, and worst case scenario, somebody who does get elected who's an absolute shitwad who doesn't know what the hell they're doing, they're just going to be dragging us down at that point, and that's what we're trying to avoid.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So if you're not ready, then don't. I'd say that's the best advice.
Mhm. I understand. So our greatest concern right now is an election. I think we still need to come to terms with how long a president should term. Should it be 3 years? Should it be 4 years per term? And limit ourselves to 2 terms per president. What would you say?
I I'd say halfway in the middle because each of these games are really only around for 6 to 8 years. GTA 5 was just hopefully an anomalous thing where it shouldn't be taking this long to put out another thing. But I feel like another part of it is too. It is not just going to be at least what we're hoping for. We're hoping to branch out again at some point, unless I'm mistaken.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about for like sections of the map, right?
Well, no, I'm more so talking about. I know we've talked about making ROFD more than just a GTA crew.
Oh,
Okay,
yes.
can I elaborate on that?
Me
Twitch and all that.
before you elaborate, let me fully say what I'm thinking because
Okay, yeah, yes,
um,
please do.
if we're still planning on doing ROFD across multiple games and or consoles, then uh, it's going to be a little bit different than just doing a presidency term. Because if we're going to be in charge of doing all this stuff, then that's going to be a lot more in depth than just focusing on GTA. So I feel
Yeah.
like that's something that should also be established as well when it comes to figuring out how long someone's going to be doing this. Because I'd say if they're doing both, I'd say maybe one set term of 6 years, because
Hmm.
it meets halfway in the middle, and then you don't have to worry about getting some person in there continuously who's just going to be doing the same thing over and over.
Right. Can I just
Yeah,
say
that
one?
seems.
Can I just say one
Yeah.
thing real quick? My idea when people say the branding the crew in that way, and not only going to other councils, but I was thinking more like a lot of us. I know me, myself included, John. I know Jimmy, Michael Ball, even people who aren't here, Wes and Z-Man. They've supported the ROFD logo for over 8 9 years. So at this point, this logo, that ROFD logo, and that ROFD crew is kind of my representation of our friend group and our friend crew. Kind of like if we had a logo, if we had a flagship, that is our, that's our thing. So, that's why I mean, like, that's why I'm trying to market RUFD and bring it out of the GTA 5 crew. So it's not just a GTA 5 crew, it's our crew. It represents our friend group. It represents the stuff that we've been representing since, hey, I've been in this crew since I was 11, 12 years old, 13 years old, and now I'm the president and we're doing the first time debates and we're doing first time elections and first time where commissioners actually have votes and have a say. So I think the election, if you ask me, should go for just about a year because, like you said, it takes time to make those videos. We need time to have debates, maybe even do vice presidential debates, and have 1 week or 1 day to vote. Um, I know when GTA 6 comes out, I've been doing some research, and it looks like they're not going to be allowing us to transfer ROFD from one console to the next or from one GTA to the next. So, my other biggest concern right now is when GTA 6 comes back or when it launches, we are going to
We're
be in a position where
fighting to get it.
I know.
we got to rebuild it up from bottom up, and it's going to start with me. It's going to start with James. It's going to start with John, Tom, Michael,
And we're going to have
everyone.
to fight. Sorry to interrupt, but we're going to have to fight then to then get that crew name
Mm-hmm.
back. Because
Why?
if we delete that, because if it's we're not able to transfer crews over, that means that we're gonna have to make a new one in GTA 6. So that means that if somebody else uses that name before us, we won't have it anymore.
Exactly.
I'm pretty sure you can have crews with multiple names.
Is there?
That's something we have to look into because I do know John was right on GTA 5. Whether they do it on GTA 6, I have no idea. But what I'm trying
Yeah.
to say is we're going to start from literally bottom up. So it is going to be up. I need the hardest working people and the most dedicated and passionate, enthusiastic people that I could find that are going to help me build this crew back up. And in 3 years, it's going to be the most pivotal moment when the next president, whoever that person may be, decides that they want this crew at a moment where they can make it even better than what I've done. That's the ultimate goal. My biggest concern, and I want to address this, is to the next president, whoever that person may be, when your time is up, you give it up just like the rest of us did. Just like Arlie D did. Just like Ruthless Rob did.
Senior.
And just like Z-Man did. And I was fortunate enough to have won my election. I'm glad we did. Me and Patty won. And pretty good. It was close, but it was a good election. But from that election, we learned that we definitely need to tighten up our
Don't hurt.
elections and definitely need to figure it out.
Hey, hey. Calm down.
Anybody have
Calm down.
any other concern? John, do you have any concerns right now as well?
I mean, besides the one that I brought up earlier about hammering down big decisions, really that's it. You brought up a lot of good points with that, and I agree with all the stuff of getting the crew name back again, rebuilding the crew up, making sure that we're not having in-group fights. I agree with all that stuff, but besides that, I can't think of anything else of right now.
Okay. Tom,
You don't.
do you have
You
any
need to go all the way to the end of it.
any good concerns you want to bring up?
Um,
um, to go off what he was talking about, saying how we're gonna have to fight to get the crew back up and make a name for it in GTA 6. Um, there's an advantage this time that the group didn't have the first time, and is that we have a system of roles, we have dedicated crew members, and we have a game plan this time.
We have dedicated crew members, but it's a matter of them actually participating and them actually giving a fuck. That's my problem.
So what I would say then is
I think
something.
GTA 6 will actually do that for you. The introduction of the new game.
I think it will, and I think it
It'll
won't.
bring people back.
Most of the people that we have on ROFD are still on a PS4, on a PlayStation 4, and that is sad.
Working on that big guy. Working on that big guy.
Yep.
I understand that, and it's tough.
Do I have the floor now? Because I was asked a question and then cut off.
Absolutely. Go ahead.
Do I?
I would like for you to share your ideas. That would be a
Yeah,
great thing.
I would like for it too, but I would also like to
All
actually
right.
share them.
Okay, well, let me hear what you have to say, please.
Too bad. We gave you a whole bunch of food. You ate all
All
your
right.
macaroni. Stop
Oh,
fighting.
oh my goodness.
I'm
All
gonna
right.
I'm gonna have to get off the party. I'll have to touch back, see how it goes.
All right, Gunner. Well, you could always rewatch it, huh?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Live television. Gotta love it, dude. So,
Um, I appreciate Gunner's input, but am I incorrect? And he's not part of the crew, is he?
I believe he is. I believe he's under the muscles rank.
Okay, so I still don't know how he ended up in a commissioner meeting. That's what baffles me.
That's what baffles me as well.
Yeah. So
Let's address that.
I
Let's
think
address that. Let's
yeah, I
address
think
that.
that leads into
Yeah.
my point that I've been trying to make.
Let's address that,
Considering that,
please.
okay, hey, what happened to that point you said I could make?
Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Go.
Yeah, that's my biggest concern as of right now is all these nimwits who are in positions of commissioner or who think they're in positions of commissioner. What are
Let's
we
get
doing
into it.
about them? Because I'm getting very tired of people who are not supposed to be here who are here and then presenting their opinion. Considering that they don't really want anything to do with this crew to begin with. So I think that's something else that needs to be
And
established in the
that goes for
future.
Tegan as well. Because
Well,
Tegan,
no, Tegan is in an odd place of commissioner or not commissioner, as he's been there and then he got demoted and he's had multiple accounts and it's kind of been lost as to where he has been in the crew.
let's get into the
Also,
commissioner.
this is the other thing. You asked for me for getting my fucking point, and I would like to finish my point. You've tried to cut me off 4 times now. Damn it. You tell me I can get this out, then he won't let me. I think if we are going to have commissioner members, those should be different than cabinet members, which is also a confusing point we had last year and the years prior.
Very true.
You have cabinet members, and then you also have commissioner members. They are not interchangeable. They are not one and the same. And those cabinet members are the ones who should actually be helping with this stuff. Commissioners are all well and good. They're higher respected members, and we should be listening to them too. But everybody seems to think they're in that spot. And we need to have the distinguish or the
A
be able
crackdown
to
on it.
distinguish.
Well,
Well, we need to be able to distinguish who's doing what and who's helping with what.
you
Because
know why a
as
lot
of
of
right
those
now, we
people are
got
there.
too many chiefs. We got too many too many Indians and not enough chiefs, or whatever the fuck the saying goes.
But you know why those people
Everyone
are
thinks
there.
they're in charge. Well, that's what I'm saying. And with GTA 6 and having a new crew and having to restart from the ground up, it's going to be easier to reestablish that. And
Right.
I just want to make a
I think that's
point.
something that needs to be said and set down is who's doing what, who is establishing what, who is working on what, and what positions are actually what positions.
A lot of
Because
those
then,
commissioners. Mhm.
well, yeah, all the once again, commissioners, I have no problem keeping them in there.
Yeah.
Like I know a lot of
A
them
lot
are
of them,
previous presidents, a lot of them are previous higher up members. What
a
I'm
lot of them
saying
have put
is
in a lot to be in that position as well. I've put in a lot.
all I'm saying is just like you have your vice president, you have other stuff too that's higher up that you
Ministry of
need.
War for me and stuff.
Yeah,
Like,
well, yeah, if you want to start breaking it down into that kind of
yeah.
category, but like recruitment, for example, like when we first started, you had everybody go and just kind of invite all these low levels and whoever we can get in here, and that's all well and good when it comes to um, getting numbers and drumming up people, but it's like I've established before. Half of those people we have in here now either no longer represent ROFD, have changed their crew entirely, or are just foreign entities to us that don't really contribute and just have a crew slapped underneath their name. And like I said, it's all well and good if we want to have numbers and that's the kind of crew we want to be. But why wouldn't we just have actual functioning members?
You
I think
have,
that's something I
you
think that's
have.
something that should also be established is if we're going to recruit people, we need to recruit people who are actually going to be effective.
Now, a lot of those commissioners are in that position, um, which,
I'm talking like regular muscle too, and like all the low level stuff that we have.
right.
Because when you double the crew numbers, yeah, you doubled them, but
Well, I
once
want to
again,
get
it's like I've
some out.
said, a lot
I
of
want to spill the beans on something because we had Patty had people look into this, and Patty found that we indeed made money off the commissionership. I mean,
oh, and I wasn't even going to get to that. I was just going to let that one slide. But if you're going to bring it up, yeah, no,
I want to bring
commissioners
it up.
did pay for seats.
I want to bring it up. I want to bring it up because I remember you made a big fuss of that, and to achieve unity, I think this is something that needs to be done here.
Oh yeah, no, that's definitely needs something to be established because I was slandered up, right, down, left, right, and center,
Uh-huh.
talking about how this was incorrect and not true.
So I was accused of embezzling. I believe it was around 47 million. Was that sound about right, John?
It's more than it should have been.
Yeah.
Yeah, something along that. Yeah.
So I just want to say there was indeed a pay to play scheme within the commissionership at a certain point in ROFD. This was at a point where we had Amelia with us, and we were flying around on Air Force One, and we made a lot of good deals with Jimmy, with John. John was there. John, you remember?
Yep. I
Um,
do remember.
so we're at 15 commissioners, and each of them paid me roughly um,
What
four
was it, two?
Bogdans, four Bogdans, four Bogdans
With the
per commissionership.
with the sole
So,
exception being myself, as I stated that it was corrupt. I did not agree with it from the beginning.
but your
And
seat
if
was
I
paid
remember
for.
correctly, my seat was still forced to be paid for from another commissioner, which I would believe would be from extortment.
So you make 1.25 off of Bogdan. I asked for four, so that's 5 million. Times 15 members, I made over $75 million off the crew. Now, does that mean I'm a bad president? Or does that make me a smart businessman?
So are you using this point to fluff yourself up or to admit wrong?
I mean, part of it was to admit wrong, but part of it was to also acknowledge the fact that only I could come up with a pay to play scheme for
Deny
ROFD.
it for long enough to get me to not be elected and then admit it after it's okay. That's my point. Either you got to pick a lane there, bud.
Well, I understand that. And I'm wrong for doing it, but it worked out in the end. We got Skyline with us. I think Skyline needs to understand. We're doing a commissioner meeting here, and I'm glad to have you. So if you'd like to share any ideas, any concerns, please just pop in wherever you may feel. You know, just chime in. Kind of having just an open discussion about certain things. Uh, my next topic that many people have brought up to me that they're concerned about is what you've said a moment ago was the open enrollment people going into lobbies and just inviting anyone and anyone's brothers and sisters. John, what do you think about that? An open crew policy. What are your ideas?
Like, like, what do you mean about being an open crew policy? Like, just anyone can join for random people
Anybody can
online?
join, public, anybody, and setting up randoms or even the fact of us sending our own people out to just invite whole lobbies to the crew and just start spreading the word. What do you feel?
I mean, I feel like it should be more along the lines of like, yes, higher up people could send invites, but more of like, okay, I've been playing with this dude for a couple months now. He's cool. Okay, I'll send him an invite to the crew if he wants to join. But like, just flooding the market with people, it would become kind of harder to get everybody in line to know what the hell's going on.
Right.
If you say like 700, 800 people join, that's a lot of people to catch up with, and how many of them are even really going to care?
Right.
To the level that we do, to the level that we care about doing this stuff. How many of them are really even going to be part of it?
So you would say no on that?
Probably no, yeah, because like if there was a crew battle or something, if that does happen again and stuff, how many of them would show up to it even?
Right. James, how do you feel about an open crew policy? Anybody just being able to just join in whenever they feel? And us sending our own people out to lobbies and sending out mass invites. How do you feel about all that?
Um, I definitely say there should be a limit as to what we can do. As far as that goes, I don't recommend it to be fully open. I recommend it to be more of a friends through other friends. Like, say, I don't want it to like put it out there to like random strangers, but like, say if it's like us and then like other friends of ours and then like their friends after that type of thing. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right.
Like I feel like that would be the best unity because then like if we want to bring ROFD closer and into more real life like everybody's talking about, if we have it like with us within like how close we are together like in the same state or around the states, like that's how we're gonna be able to keep it close is if we keep it within like the Midwest part right now, in my opinion.
Okay.
And I think I don't think it should be throughout the strangers. I say friends through other friends and so forth. At least in
Okay.
my opinion.
Skyline. I know you just kind of joined in. You kind of just joined up. I'm kind of sitting here recording all this so we could sit back, replay it, and whatnot.
Well, for
Um,
as
what are
far
your
as an
thoughts on the open
open,
crew policy?
yeah, on my thoughts on that, firstly, I don't see the need for an open crew policy because we can still invite people, but I feel like they should earn their way in.
Mhm.
Like we send them out on like say we meet someone and
Um,
they want to be in the crew or whatever, we should send them out on some kind of mission on GTA, and if they can complete that, then they can earn their way in.
well, what does a mission mean? Are you saying like
Well,
give them a task or like a
yeah, like a
mission in the
task,
game?
like a task or something.
Like an initiation.
Yeah.
So let me just spiel off. When I made an initiation to be a commissioner of four Bogdans, I was
Yeah,
accused of
there's a difference between a task to do to get in and a stipend you have to pay.
Yeah, I mean, when I say
One
when
one goes
when
one
I'm
goes to
saying
better the
tasks,
crew. One goes to line your pockets.
when I say tasks, I mean like sending, say, I don't know, we send someone out and tell them, hey, kill this many people in a public session.
the crew, it doesn't mean that you have to become richer. All of us should be able to get a little bit of some pocket change too. You feel me?
I understand what you guys are saying because I have made over $1.8 billion in this video game. And you know what? That's kind of why I was here because I had the funds to do what I needed to do. And I got the businesses to do what I needed, the enterprises, the towers, and whatnot. But we don't need to get into that. What I'm trying to get into is the open crew policy. So it seems like the majority of us are in disagreements of an open crew policy. Um, there was another concern that I wanted to bring up. What did I want to bring up? Unity and infighting. I know that's a big one. I know we keep kind of going over that. I signed that Last Chance Act. Um, let's talk about that actually. Let's discuss that. So I signed that a couple days ago. I wanted a few members to get along with each other and see if we could bear the hatchet and try to be friends with each other. The Last Chance Act is pretty much if any high-ranking commissioner or member has any issues that they want to clarify with any individual, or if they want to bury old rivals, or try to make amends, the opportunity is there. Since that, like I said earlier, Jimmy and Tom, I mean not Tom, I'm sorry, Jimmy and
Tegan.
Tegan are now talking, uh, and we hope Vice President Patty and Jimmy will soon to be talking. Tom, it sounded earlier before the camera started rolling, it sounded like you had a issue with said bill, or concern, I might say, not issue, a concern. Would you like to clarify on that?
He might be in the bathroom or something.
No, look in the bathroom.
Yeah, maybe he might, or talking to Jimmy or his mom or something really quickly.
Okay.
Um, that's what I'm assuming.
Oh, all right then. What about you, Jen? What are your thoughts on it?
I think it's a good thing, but I also agree that it needs to be held to, and not just for even the crew's own sake, of even outside of it for our own friendships, for that
Is there
level
anything?
of stuff.
Is there anyone that you would like to just have
Not personally
among
for
the?
my, not personally for myself. I really don't have problems with anybody in any of this. Um, for myself at least. I think it's a good idea, a very, very good idea. It's just we need to truly stick to it and stuff, and try to not have those level of arguments. Like having arguments is one thing, but to get to those levels is a whole other thing. And I do agree that we should have the last chance thing, but at the same time, let's try to work to not let it get to those points.
Right.
If
So
if
let's
that
try not to
makes
let it get to
sense.
that point, but I feel like if someone is doing wrong or if someone is being annoyed with someone, we should have the opportunity to say so.
Yeah, before little things blow up and then there's an actual problem. Yeah.
Exactly. Um, so Tegan and James have buried the hatchet, and that's a good thing to see. I know Skyline and Tom sometimes have disagreements, but like I said before, it's honestly how we carry ourselves. Um, but yeah, Jimmy, any other concerns you want to bring up?
Um, Nothing really other than the fact that I just wanted to recap a little bit earlier what I said. My biggest concern about this Last Chance Act was trying to make amends with the vice president, uh, Patty,
You know what,
and
Patty? The problem with Patty is he's an old stubborn guy. I've told him that before. I said, you know what, you're too fucking stubborn. You need to fucking chill, my man. Uh, part of me questions why I'm even president here. To be honest, uh, I made a lot of money off the screw. I'm just gonna put it bluntly. I made a lot of money off the screw, man.
Hey,
More than
we
you
all,
fucking
I
know.
do.
a lot of
I
us
do
did.
have something. I do
What-
have something to say, but I probably should wait till Tom gets back so we can have his opinion on it too.
How about you guys? Yeah, you hated Tom for a while there. Let's discuss that. So, what brought us to that point? To that
Him
point where
talking
you
shit
said,
about my daughter.
now, in his defense, can I just say, I know Tom, and personally, I know he would say some ruthless stuff because look, I was on the debate stage with the man. I had to run a campaign with him. I know how ruthless he can get, but bringing up someone's 6-year-old daughter, I don't believe he did.
Oh,
Now,
he
I
did.
wasn't there for said occasion, so I don't know.
It started with Tegan, and then Tom joined in, and yeah.
But I wish Tom was here, so this is why I want to do a commissioner meeting. This last chance act. Let's give someone the last opportunity. But before we do that, we must discuss the problem and what happened. Where is Tom?
I have no clue.
If he left,
But he's still in here. He's last I heard it was like 8 minutes ago that he said something to his brother.
I set up
And
this
then
meeting. I set up this meeting, and everyone was saying on numerous occasions how some of us had concerns, some of us wanted to bring up certain points. No one's bringing up any points.
Well, I just said I wanted to bring something up, but I wanted to wait till Tom got back.
All right. Wait for Tom to get back. I am going to
Well,
settle on men's right now. John,
Hmm.
let's settle the men's real quick, bro. How come when I was on the debate stage and you were the quote unquote moderator, you were
I was the
completely,
moderator.
you were, without a shadow of a doubt, but you were the most biased moderator that we had ever seen. Me and Vice President Patty were very appalled at the fact that
Stopped you from
you
not overriding, but
overriding what? Overriding what? Let me tell you something.
not in the
I am
way
the
connected
president.
to cutting
I am the
off.
president.
That
Wait, hold on. Wait, no. Hold on. Let me get a little controversial here. I told Tom, who did something completely treasonous. He chose former President Z-Man as a vice presidential candidate, which I'm so glad that they lost. Let me just point that out.
wait, are you saying that I chose him? I didn't choose anybody. I voted for
No, no,
you.
no, 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 no. Tom did. But when I
Oh,
brought that out, you sat there and said, "Oh, whoa, that's completely and totally off topic." You know, if you can't handle being a moderator, you should stay away from this politics and you should stay away from ROFD.
I think I did a pretty good job with the moderating because there was a couple times that Tom tried to cut you off, and then I
No,
shut it
no,
down. And then
no,
there's other
no,
times that,
no, no. I I brought up a wonderful point, and you know what?
hey, being moderator is literally being a moderator.
I understand that. But I reamed Tom a new fucking asshole, and all of a sudden I got reamed a new asshole. Michael Ball was not here. This meeting is adjourned. This turned out to be a disaster. We've got nothing accomplished.
I think we got some good stuff accomplished in this.
Patty doesn't want to talk to you,
So
Jimmy.
I just don't get to say what I wanted to say.
Sure.
All right.
Just straight. No, but
Just silent.
at the end of the day, I'm the fucking president. My plans for GTA 6 remain the same. If you got a fucking issue with any of my commissioners, I want you to talk to them. John, do you got a problem with Jimmy?
Nope, I ain't got a problem with anybody in this at all.
All right.
I'm chill. I'm chill.
So I'm gonna play a game here. I want to use my time wisely since that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna run down the list.
So yeah, something I did want to bring up. I know the video might be over. Something I
No, the
did want to
video's
bring
still
up though,
going,
since
but I'm the
oh,
president.
okay, I
That's all I
understand
wanted
that.
to adjust. That's all.
All right, I got you.
That's all I
You
wanted to
I'm the
you
adjust.
you
president.
I'm the
you
president.
egotistical little fuck. I know you are. God damn it. I was
I
just
did
gonna
keep.
say one thing I would like to address is I was looking
Indeed.
under the Rockstar Games, and I was looking under some of the commissioners. I myself cannot choose any decisions based on other commissioners, but I believe there are some commissioners that don't
Let's get
even
into it then.
play
Let's do it.
GTA anymore,
Let's do it.
and that I would like to address who should be commissioner and
I
who should not be commissioner.
I am gonna go through a list, and I want everyone to tell me their opinion about said person when their name comes up. Starting with you, John.
I mean, yeah, I know I don't play nearly as much anymore, but mostly that
John,
comes down to because I don't have
Slime
PlayStation
and Dragon.
Plus.
Slime and Dragon.
He's chill.
Jimmy?
Yeah, what?
Slime and Dragon. What are we gonna do?
Yeah, he's one of those where like he's been there from the start. He's still family. He is your uncle. Like I don't think he should be untouchable, dude. Because you don't want to start wars with him IRL. Not gonna
Yep.
lie.
Yeah.
Skyline. Skyline.
If he's OG, let him be.
Cool. All right, next
He's
we have
OG.
Shooter. Next we have Shooter. John, what's your problem with Shooter?
I don't have a problem with him, but that's a username I haven't heard in a minute.
Should he be kicked?
Honestly, I want to hear what the other people have to say, but that's a name I haven't heard in a while, so I can't
Okay.
really say that I really even remember him that much or her.
Jimmy.
If you're gonna ask me, I personally don't really remember him because I didn't do a lot of the crew battles that you guys used to do. I did some LTSs, but I didn't do every single one of them. So like, I'm not too familiar with Shooter. That's one of them that I'm not too familiar with, honestly.
All right.
So I don't really want to have a per se
Okay.
unless when's the last time they played the game? Do they play the game consistently? Do they rock the crew
That
tag
we'd
right
have to look
now?
into. All right, Skyline. What's your thoughts on Shooter?
I don't know Shooter, so I can't really say.
All right, next we got Ruthless Rob. John?
Yeah, no, he's staying. That dude's staying.
Okay, former President
That's my
Ruthless.
opinion.
Jimmy, what's your thoughts
Yeah,
on former President Ruthless Rob?
yeah, he stays. I remember he's been an OG and he's the one that started up the crew. That name definitely sounds familiar. I haven't really met the guy much, but again,
There's a consequence.
another little shout out. I think that might have been I don't know if that was the first president or if that was the second, but either way, I know he was a big part of the crew too. So no, he
Skyline.
stays. In my
Former
opinion.
President Ruthless Rob. Opinion?
Like the first guy, if he's OG, he stays.
Yep.
Understood. All right. Here's a very controversial figure. Goes on a lot of extravagant golf trips now. Former President Z-Man. John, opinion?
OG, former president, he stays, my opinion.
James?
Stays, man. Light it up, player.
Skyline. Former President Z-Man.
Stays.
Very good. Next, we have Z-Man's Vice President, former Vice President Wes. John?
West, love West, man. Yep. I miss those days of playing the crew battles with him.
The RPG's Insurgents with the breakaway platforms.
Yep. I miss those days. Yeah, he's chill. My opinion, that's an OG.